Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where I'm going to talk to you about what happened on Southern Charm. Now, this is the finale of season 10. And child, I'm really liking how Bravo gives us these sneak peeks and after show vignettes and whatnot. I'm gonna keep using vignette and vignette interchangeably. You don't have to correct me. I know what I'm doing. I'm just saying, I like to just say things that's, that may be, a little obscure or whatever, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, have y'all been watching it? Oh man. And it's specifically for the finale, right? I really like the explanation that they had to, I think they had to give it on the fact that why is Austen, with his grown 30-something-year-old self, who has a 20-something-year-old girlfriend, is yelling out to somebody who is not his woman and just sounds so ridiculous, yelling out from the ocean to Salley to show her breastises. Like, what is, these people are too used to having an imbalanced pH. I mean, if this ain't the most incestuous like type of group of friends, I don't know what, I have never seen this before. Not in person, and sure enough, not on no other TV. Now, I don't watch everything on the boob tube. Semicolon, however, comma. This right here, if I was his girlfriend, he would be put on red. First, I'm going to tell him off. And when he wants to respond, he going to be put on red. Blue balls, all that, if they are engaging. But nah, that's not how my man is going to be talking to any woman. And he sure enough ain't going to be talking to me. It'll be more appropriate if he was yelling at me drunk as a skunk. But no, you don't yell at some girl you barely know, number one. Number two, she a co-worker. They just borderline sexual assault, sexual harassment type of friendships. And why do they always have to get with it? Then I find out Venita and JT ended up being a couple for a hot second. I swear, this after show. Anyway, let's just start with the episode and we'll get into the after show at the very tail end of this pH imbalanced reality show. Woo, child. Okay, so we start off with Venita visiting JT. We're going to start and end with them. Anywho, so Venita's visiting JT, and he wants to set the record straight in regards to the comment Ryan made to Venita, supposedly from the barber that Ryan and JT shares, referencing Venita as quote unquote some black girl who's trying to break me and my girlfriend up. JT makes it sound like Ryan is making him sound like he's racist with some black girl comment, because it's very, here goes the bear again. I said I wouldn't use a bear. It's cavalier. Venita didn't like it. She was more in line with it reduces who she is as a person when she's a lot more than some random girl who happens to be black. See, everybody's perception about that comment is a little different, but it all comes together, right? again, JT don't want to be perceived as some racist douchebag. Um, Venita doesn't want to be perceived as a some woman who's less than. Anywho, JT mad at Ryan. He ain't even mad the at the barber for not getting it right. The barber did apologize. I think we saw that on episode 14. The barber did apologize when JT called him in front of Leva to say that he wished he could have said what he said in a better or more concise way. Perhaps Ryan did hear that from the barber. Both Ryan and Taylor have an issue, I think, with playing telephone and not really getting it correct, because Taylor got into some mess too in regards to Salley. Salley confronted her, but we'll get to that too towards the end. So yeah, Venita is all in. She keeps going to bat for JT in and out of his presence. I really wish Venita wouldn't finish his sentences, even though she feels the way she feels. Let that man speak for himself. You don't know him that well. You know, I mean, just because she spent $5,000 on a suit on him where he can very well afford it, and apparently she can too. I want to put that to rest. She ain't spending her hard-earned life earnings. $5,000 is a drop in a bucket for her. Have y'all forgotten who Venita is and the work that she does? I mean, she's doggone model for goodness sake. Anywho, I want Venita to stop finishing JT's sentences. Now they're talking about the party Madison and Ryan are putting on. They both don't want to go. Venita wants to confront Ryan, so it sounds like she's going to go, but JT is adamant about even getting into anything at that party, due to the racial overtones with what Ryan communicated to Venita. And the fact that Ryan is married to a Black man, I would have liked Ryan to handle that better. I would have liked Ryan to stop jumping on the bandwagon with everybody else. At least that's what I'm seeing. So that he should have addressed JT. Said, look, man, we have the same barber. Come to some type of man-to-man resolution and say, either you tell Venita or I will. Type of conversation. Maybe it would have been straightened out then before Ryan would have went to Venita with this. Because again, it just seems like Ryan is jumping on the bandwagon, as most people do when they come into a group, when he sees everybody else jumping on JT, especially down to the Bahamas. Ooh, that was awful. Ooh, Austen let JT have it. Anywho, I see Ryan as trying to get in good by joining everybody else's pile on, when there really wasn't. Ryan should have handled that better. Instead of calling Venita girl, that's what I heard. Yeah, the barber said woot to woot and bam to bam, and some Black girl and yada yada, and the way JT made you seem like no, man to man, go to JT. It ain't like y'all don't have a relationship. Anywho, next, we see Madison and Brett, cute little something. They waking up from a night of marital bliss, talking about the party. She's letting him know he's gonna have to wear a suit. He's like, oh, a suit. She's like, oops, my bad, guys, I forgot, my bad. So, it's supposed to be something really dressed up and, I think they call it summer soiree. I'm like, shoot, that means a similar thing to what Craig and Paige did in lieu of Taylor's birthday party. Like that's a summer soiree. We see them coming like they going to prom. Child, I guess they do things different in Charleston. Anywho, next we see Whitney and Shep do lunch, and they pretty much wishing Sienna farewell. Ta-da, girl. I'm glad that they didn't talk about her in a sense of that she was somewhat trying to get with Whitney through the Raya app. That's if you don't know, the Raya app is where the wealthy conjure with other folks, and the wealthy and not so wealthy. Usually, the not so wealthy are the women. The wealthier portion of Raya are the men, and it's a an invitation only type of situation. You can't just join the app, create an account. No, 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 no. You have to be invited, special invitation. Like, for instance, Garcelle Bouvet will be on there. Ooh, water. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness. And see who else is single. Is Cynthia Bailey single? People with status, entertainers, stuff like that. Anywho, yeah, so they just, having a good old time. And Shep don't want Molly, because everybody's trying to push Shep into Molly and Molly into Shep. And Whitney was like, I think y'all will make a nice couple and everything. And so, excuse me. Anyway, ooh, it's water. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. It was so warm today. Maybe that's what it is. It's too much warmth in the air. Oh, I feel better. Anyway, so Whitney is pretty much Whitney just pressuring Shep to, ask Molly out. And Shep does. I don't like this. Although in the end, we're going to be surprised at what pretty much transpired. It just makes Molly seem like she's desperate. She already said down to the Bahamas that, she had a crush on him or had the crush on him, but she ain't trying to get in with him considering, the Sienna debacle. She's just, just hanging out, part of the crew. Hey, y'all, what's up? Anyway, so he asked her to the party and she agrees to Guia's date. I didn't hear nothing about it. It just sounds like it was awkward just from knowing how both of them in previous episodes committed to saying out loud and on camera that, first of all, Shep, that he's not into Molly. Oh, he thinks it's nice that she has a crush on me. And Molly is just like, like I said, I have a crush on him, but, it is what it is. It's not like she's trying to be his girl or anything. But girl, I mean, what you set a date for? I would have, probed that invitation a little more. Like, so we're going as friends, right? Not as a romantic date, but just as friends, right? I would have clarified it some type of way so that we'll know what our expectations are. But apparently, they both invited and accepted on a romantic situation. That was interesting. I just don't want to see. I guess I just don't. I'm tired of them swapping and carrying on. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like people still, they in their 30s and 40s, late 20s. Like, people still do that these days. I mean, I haven't dated in a long time. But I'm just saying. Is that what folks doing? They just swapping, but friendships and stuff. I don't know. I ain't never been around that. I don't know. Is it cultural? Or is it just because they on this shit? Girl, don't give me a line. What's next? I don't want to offend nobody. It just seemed like, child, the PH in back, like Love and Hip Hop. Here we go. That's cultural. It's like all these, folks that know each other. Oh, and not to mention what Tamar Braxton just came out and alluded to, that folks are swipping us. Well, we all know they trade these girls around for the most part, but dudes too. She came out to say she on prep, and that may not be a bad idea because if it can prevent what I've been saying, I don't want to get. You can't cheat on me and bring me back something I can't get rid of. First First of all, I don't want nothing anyway, but just to be careful, I would consider PrEP. But anyway, enough about me. Just like Tamar Braxton came out and said recently, she's on PrEP because she noticed that folks are swipping and swapping a dude that is being passed around, and it is what it is. Now, knowing her is probably her imagination, because poor girl just needs some. In my opinion, she just needs to get her life together through some professional help anyway, and stop getting into it with people. I mean, girl, how many? It's like every 6 months. The only time we hear from her is when she get in. Anyway, it's ain't about Tamar and her issues. Just the fact that she put it out there. Hopefully, it's true. Folks swapping and she on PrEP. Hey, you know what? PrEP ain't just for the letter folk community, whatever you want to call it. It's for everybody. I mean, just like if you contract something, folks taking it, you're gonna have to take that too. How about you have some preventive maintenance medication so that you don't get nothing? I'm looking into that, child. I ain't lying. I'm gonna see what's going on. Anyway, so yeah, I just want Molly and them to chill out. Anyway, what's next on my notes, child? Craig takes Paige. Child, they just talking and carrying on. She busy as a mother. He trying to connect with her. She got some tours coming up. Apparently she got a podcast situation. I don't know too much about that woman, even though they're making it more and more of an issue now that they broke up Thanksgiving. Here it is, March, coming up on April. And she's on Summer House. Also, he's on Summer House with her. I just recently, even with my co-host, who's not here, by the way. What's up, Erin? She's, in case you don't know, she's usually with me on these reviews, but folks out of town, like I was before, and everything. Things is, we'll get back on a reunion. Don't trust. We're gonna be doing the reunion. Anywho, yeah, back to Paige and Craig. So they're talking in the car and way to the airport. And she's joking, talking about this maybe the last time you see me, ha ha ha, because he's trying to, get a date as to when they'll see each other again, because they normally don't go a week or maybe 10 days without seeing each other. But this time it looks like it's going to be some weeks because, again, her podcast tour, as well as the show and marketing and whatever else she may be promoting. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, child. Madison and Brett, Ryan and Eddie, child, they meet with the party planner right before the guests arrive, making sure everything is going on. And again, Eddie is Ryan's husband. He's rarely seen. I think he's a physician, so you know how demanding their jobs can be. Yeah, so they're just checking out everything, making sure everything is apropos. Austen is talking with Craig, and pretty much the gist with Austen and Craig talking is that because Craig came to pick up Austen to go to the party. I guess they're each other's date. Taylor texted Austen due to Salley discussing with the girls about what Austen yelled out from the beach when they were down to the Bahamas. Remember earlier, I mentioned how Austen was yelling out from the beach water while Salley was chatting it up with somebody, whoever she's talking to, on the shore. And because Salley told the group she's getting her implants removed, Austen felt it prudent to yell out again. Like I said, yell out from the beach water, drinking and splashing, carrying on. Salley, show us your you-know-what. And, child, again, you got a girl at home. How disrespectful is that? I mean, how rude is that? Anywho, everybody and their mama can hear you. It ain't just y'all over there. You sound like, a lech. Ugh. You are 30-something. You are middle-aged. Act like it. But then again, they're paid not to act like it. So, yeah, So apparently the girls are rumbling about the what Salley said. Now, to Sally's defense, she wasn't offended. She is in the fray with them. You know, she's going along to get along. She wasn't offended. She thought it was funny because, you know, that's their humor. But Taylor told Austen like to watch out because Salley is communicating to the ladies about, you know, about the comment he made. And Austen was telling Craig, he said, well, it doesn't sound, you know, it sounds kind of off-putting because it wasn't anything that she was upset about. So again, Salley and Taylor already said to keep each other's names and men out of each other's mouths, but apparently Taylor forgot. And Salley had to remind her child. Let me tell you what these heifers then said. Lord have mercy. So at the party, Austen came to Salley and said, I heard, what I said, yelled out from the water about show me, your stuff. I want to apologize for that. She's like, why? It wasn't an issue. He's like, well, I got a call or a text from Taylor saying that you ladies were talking about it and that, it bothered you. Sally was like, it didn't bother me. It wasn't an issue. So don't worry about it. Girl. Salley had to get Taylor all the way together. So, Taylor was listening to Salley question, why is she going back to Austen? Running your mouth. I thought we were going to keep each other's names out of them. Taylor said, well, if I need to warn my friend, she said, warn him about what? There's nothing to warn him about. Again, Taylor running off at the mouth, thinking that she got a story instead of, keeping out of it. Again, here we go. Now, we haven't seen Gaston yet. I was sure enough sure that Gaston was going to make an appearance before the season finale or before the reunion, but he didn't. Now we're gonna wait to this reunion to see if there's any mention of a picture, a deleted scene, a phone call, a voice note, something regarding Gaston, because he got off scot-free. Now, if everybody comes back next season, we're gonna have to see Gaston because that's gonna be a continued issue with Salley, Taylor, Gaston, and possibly Sally's boyfriend if she's still with him. So yeah, Salley and Taylor, right? So Salley is trying to get Taylor to understand, had you not said anything, nobody would need to feel a certain way because there's no way to feel. Salley made Taylor feel small, as Taylor should have been. Again, Taylor stayed out of grown folks' business. It did not concern you, and there was nothing to warn your friend about because Salley didn't take it offensively. So, Taylor walked off in mid-conversation, and, she should have because she really had no leg to stand on. Child, I wish. So the next issue that come up is, of course, Venita, Ryan, and Leva regarding the issue with JT and the so-called inappropriate description that the barber said. So Venita asked Leva to come with her because she doesn't like confrontation. And Ryan agreed to meet with Venita, but off rip, Ryan was shutting down Leva talking. Like, well, this is between me and Venita. I don't even know why you talking. Leva, I'm with Ryan on that. But at the same time, perhaps Venita should have said, I don't feel comfortable in situations like this. So I hope you don't mind, but I really needed her here for moral support. Perhaps that should have been said so that Ryan can understand this isn't 2-on-1. So I was with Ryan a little bit, but at the same time, Ryan, again, should have manned up and went to JT first instead of bringing that to Venita, even though he trusted his barber. That was really, 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 really based on the fact that everybody's piling up on JT. And pretty much Ryan said it must be true because almost everybody else has an issue with JT. That's what I believe. So Ryan was shutting Venita down. Madison came in to hear what was going on. And then Rodrigo came in and pretty much Ryan shut Rodrigo down. Again, this is between me and Venita. I don't need to hear anything from you, Rodrigo. I'm with Ryan. Bye, Rodrigo. Either sit here and be quiet, eat your food, or bounce. So Miss Patricia came in talking about, I'm about to go. And then Madison walked her out. Madison thanked her, said, "Ooh, girl, thank you," because it was going down up in there. Now, Madison, you know, girl, you wanted to stay in here and what was going on and even act like you didn't want to. I guess she's trying to, save grace for Miss Patricia. But yeah, Madison, please, because you know you want to hear about it as soon as it's over. Anywho, so then Rodrigo didn't stay either, child. So pretty much Venita, I don't think Venita got her point across, but Ryan adamantly believes the barber, and Leva and Venita was like, well, the barber denounced what you said, and he said he didn't say that. Ryan was like, well, I can't help that, but I know that's what I heard. And pretty much they wish that JT would have been there, but he didn't really want to come and be bothered with the mess. But pretty much Ryan knows that Leva Venita is Team JT. And I mean, if the person who supposedly said that they didn't say it, it's making Ryan look like, he look like he's lying and somebody lying. But then again, folks will tell you their perception of the conversation versus what was said. So I would love to know or hear if that conversation was recorded from the barber. Anywho, child, next we see Molly and Shep having fun and everybody on the other side watching them, oh, that's cute. I wish they would just do it. All of a sudden, Molly kissed him twice on the lips, child. Twice on the lips. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Child. So then that was the end of the episode, right? So at the end, they're saying, pointing out different aspects of what people are doing, and pretty much they said, or pretty much it was written in black and white that Molly and Shep slept together that night. I'm like, Molly's 2-year drought is running over. Okay, all right. Well, there it is. I hope you use protection, even if you're on PrEP. Anywho, what else going on, child? What else going on? So next, we also see Venita unfollows JT. Now, here's the tea with all this, right? Of course, they get into the stuff with Craig and Paige breaking up all the news articles, whoop-de-woo. So Venita and JT actually dated after that whole debacle. Apparently, JT, then this is, at the very tail end, also some after show gossip that they're talking about with Venita and JT. So after filming wrapped, and then I guess that was before summer ended, Venita said after summer, 4 months later, her and Ryan still weren't talking. I guess they didn't talk until the reunion. I don't know, child. So Venita and Ryan didn't talk for like 4 months. After summer, JT and Venita got together, decided that they would be a couple. And then in the midst of all that, JT posts some girl talking about, finally got it right or something to that effect, and pretty much just dogged out Venita. And then Venita blocked him, ain't following him and everything. And then we're going to see all this explosion on the reunion coming up this Thursday night. And best believe me, you're gonna see this review, our review, this week on the weekend. So I just can't wait because Venita is upset. The way that they treated Venita or shown Venita in this light production, you ain't shit, because the way that they misrepresented her and JT's relationship with this backwards backward order of events in regards to filming. I mean, you can tell by the hair was done, and the way, you know, people looked, and it was just messed up. And I think if you've been following our reviews, you'll hear the last 3 or 4 reviews we've been acknowledging how this happened before that and this happened after that. So yeah, child, anywho, I'm disappointed. And as far as I'm concerned, every show that production is on, not necessarily the same production company, but production has their own agenda. They want to paint the narrative for us to feel a certain way. So at this point, everything is questionable, no matter what show it is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now this is Bravo show. I mostly review Bravo shows. Of course, we got the Kingdom Reign shows that are on hiatus right now. Coming back real soon, I hope. We got, you know, the non-housewife shows like this, the housewife shows pretty much. Now, the only thing that's tried and true is Drag Race that we review, and also the Equalizer on CBS that I reviewed. Those two pretty much are the tried and true shows that's not painting a narrative for you. It is what it is. Anyway, yeah, child, that was it. That was the season 10 finale of Southern Charm. We hope that you come back and watch the reunions. I think 1 and 2, maybe 3. I don't know if they need a third part, but anyway, that was it, y'all. Appreciate you for coming through. Don't forget to come back. Yes, Southern Charm. I love this show. Anyway, talk to y'all later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace out. All day.